Good morning, everyone. I, Megha, along with this Gurpreet Kaur, my co-MC, on behalf of the Faculty of Travel and Tourism, AMIT University, Uttar Pradesh, extend our heartfelt welcome to you all to today's interactive session on Indian tourism products and experiential perspective. Tourism today is not just about places, it is about perception, it is about stories. It is how a destination makes you feel even before you arrive.
To formally commence the proceedings, I have the honor of inviting the Dean Faculty of Hospitality and Tourism, Director, Amity Institute of Travel and Tourism, Professor Dr. M. Sajnani Sir, to kindly come up on the podium and deliver the opening remarks and introduce the theme of the day.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Much better. Morning should be that, lightning, that you should pass on that light to us. Today is yet another day, a great day for us. We have Mr. Kapil Goswami. Up till now, we were social media connected through LinkedIn, but through messages also, sometimes you receive very positive vibes, positive signals, and these signals give you a lot of energy. And that I received from Mr. Goswami, and I could make out that somebody who is into business for so many years, operating such a brand, Trans India Holidays, an alumnus of Sridham College of Commerce, Economics Honors, correct me wherever I go, it is wrong. And a person who is handling inbound, FIT, from all tourism generating nations, be it Italy, be it Russia, be it France, be it North America, be it ... So idea came to my mind immediately after that somebody who is running successfully such a big name, delivering satisfying experience to tourists from so many nations, why not to learn from his experience? So it gave me the urge that I should learn from Mr. Goswami that how it is being done, so that these young professionals of tomorrow can also replicate the experience. They can also deliver satisfying experience, because tourism is a service. But today it is called not just a service, but it is called an experience. What kind of experience you are delivering to your guest is very important. That can ensure that you will have repeat business or not. Mr. Goswami will agree with me that winning a client is not easy. Winning a client is not easy, but losing a client is very easy. One small mistake and you lose your customer. And then again you come in the same process of winning another customer. So it is better to retain the customer which is in your profile by delivering the best of experience, by giving that person the desire they have. With these words, of course, with his amount of experience, he has been trained on hospitality from one of the finest school, OCLD, Oberoi Center for Learning and Development, OCLD. So you will find in him a complete personality. for service industry. So you can well imagine what kind of session today you are going to have, and please prepare your questions, jot it down as and when question comes, so that once he finishes his session, you have your questions ready. Don't hesitate asking questions. Never. I know you don't hesitate, but still my duty to give you alert. Keep your pen, pencil ready, paper ready, so you can ask questions. With these words, sir, you are standing between my students and the speaker of the day, Mr. Goswami. Over to you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Sir, I think they have something more. Please.
With this, I'd like now my co-MC Gunpreet Kaur to come and briefly introduce our guest.
Thank you, Megha. With immense honor, I would now like to briefly introduce our guest, Mr. Kapil Goswami sir. He is an alumnus of Delhi Public School and Sri Ram College of Commerce, Delhi University. He began his journey in the hospitality and travel industry in the early 1980s. In 1990, he founded Trans India Holidays Private Limited, which has grown from a small team of four to a leading inbound tourism company with nearly 100 employees and a turnover of around rupees 200 crores. The company has received 6 national tourism awards from the Ministry of Tourism, along with several recognitions from leading hotel groups. Today, we are honored to have such an accomplished leader from the tourism industry with us. We are honored to have you with us today, sir, and look forward to gaining valuable insights from your experience. Thank you. May we now request Mr. Goswami, sir, to kindly take the stage and address the audience.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. As you've been hearing, my name is Kapil Goswami, and I never like to say I own a company. I like to say I work for Trans India Holidays, which is a business that I set up as far back as 36 years. I was still a young boy at that time, so you can see that I am an old man now. Thank you, Dr. Sajnani, for having me here. And it's very nice for me to be with the future generation of the tourism industry. And when I say future generation, I am not saying it just because I'm here. We have seen in our own office that the youngsters are now taking over major roles. And I'm very proud to say that on the diversity front, 35% of our operations staff are females, which is a little unusual. Most companies would have an 80-20 kind of a ratio, which is not nice. We've moved up to 35%. We've also moved up to 35% of our staff being from educational institutions hired in the last 5 years. And I'm very happy to say that they're all doing very well. So if you have a good future ahead in the tourism industry, all of you rest assured. And from what I have learned from Dr. Sajnani in the last few minutes, you have a very good and a very hands-on kind of a teaching system here, where you are exposed to tourism presentations, where you are exposed to experts in the industry, some of whom know much more than what I know. But I'll quickly tell you my background. I went to the Sri Ram College of Commerce, and I got into this industry by accident, actually. It was not my first choice of industry. I joined the hotel management line. In our college, they used to have campus recruitment for Oberoi School of Management. At that time, it was located in the basement of the Oberoi Hotel, and they used to hire 25 students every year they used to get 5,000 applicants. So I happened to be one of those 25 who was hired in that batch. The selection used to be, the first round of interview used to be in the college itself, in our college. Then there was a group discussion, this, that. So it was a very tough process. I went through all of that and joined the School of Hotel Management. 6 months down the line, I along with other people, I don't know whether the top three, bottom three, But three people were called and we sent a letter that report to chairman's office next day. So we go and Mr. Vicky used to be the chairman that time. So we go to the office all tie coat, very formally dressed. So he, without even looking up, he says, we have found that you three gentlemen are better suited to the industry. So I don't know the top three or the bottom three. So he says that, we are India's second largest travel company. So I blurted out, so I don't know. He said, what, you don't know? So it was Mercury Travels. So we were pushed there, but we were there. I mean, I still thank them for that because the training is not that I was thrown in one department and given a training. The training was that I spent 3 months in inbound. I spent 2 months in international and domestic ticketing. I spent 2 months in cargo. I spent 2 months in accounts. I spent 1 month in transport, like that. So it was an 18-month program they put us through. So we had a 7-year bond that we were to sign with them, which I happened to break. I was one of the few people who broke that bond, and I did not serve with them. So to cut the long story short, then I worked for 2 other companies. And by then I knew that this is my future. I was simultaneously also studying law at the evening Mandir Park school because I come from a legal family. But after 5 semesters, I gave that up. I did 5 semesters of that, and I've never once regretted my decision. I'm very happy in the career I have, and God has been kind. We've done well. My idea of what I would like to talk about today, you all have understood what is tourism. I wanted to sort of bring what are the don't think that only air ticketing is tourism. Can one of the ladies, what's your name, my dear lady? Vaibhavi. Why don't you tell us what you think are the various divisions within the travel and tourism sector? आप दो तीन बताओ मेरे को. Please be informal. Please be informal. Nobody judging you. Tell us what. Okay, never mind. Don't be conscious. I'll go over it. First one, as you all know, is ticketing, which is actually not a good industry anymore. For the reason that businesses are going online for that. So even I have to book my own ticket. I probably go to a Make My Trip and I book a flight ticket. But the growing industry within the air ticketing industry is the industry which is to do with outbound tourism. So outbound from India is an industry which is really booming. India gets only, according to the government figure, only about 10 million tourists. I mean, I don't believe that figure actually, because we are in the industry. According to me, that includes people like my sister who come on a tourist visa. So, actual number may be 5-6 million. But India sees between 25 and 30 million developed countries in the world. So that is a big business. That is an area which will give you good opportunities. More and more Indians are traveling abroad now, and this trend has actually picked up after COVID. People have suddenly realized that do not wait till tomorrow. What you can do today. So people we found are spending people earlier thought कि मैं 60 का होऊंगा तो यूरोप जाऊंगा. Now they say कि मेरे को पता नहीं मैं 60 का होऊंगा भी कहीं. So might as well when I have the money, when I have the time, I should do it when I'm 55 only. So people have started spending more money on outbound tourism. So that is a industry which will have scope for people like you. Then there's a new industry which none of you would have ever thought of within tourism. Weddings. Destination weddings have become a big business. In the last 5 years again. Again, this in the last 4 months of the wedding season in India from November to February. I have been to Jaipur for a wedding. I have been to Europe for a wedding. For a wedding. Staying to a 5-star resort. That guy says that we do 15 Indian weddings every year of 3 nights each. He says my entire year's expense comes out of the 15 weddings that we do. Rest that we do is profit. So wedding tourism has become another big business which you may not have thought of. That's become another very big business. Then we come to MICE. कौन बताएगा मेरे को फुल फॉर्म स्टूडेंट्स में से प्लीज कोई बताइए. Absolutely right. MICE is a growing business as well as ITT classified as pure outbound. It cannot be classified as pure inbound. It cannot be classified as pure domestic tourism. So that in itself has become a very, very big business. I'm happy actually you didn't say it. Part of our business group, we also own something called Big Breaks. Big Breaks started off, I own majority of that company. We operate from the same building. The ground and the basement are Big Breaks. Second, third, fourth, fifth are the inbound and ticketing businesses. So Big Breaks is a nice focused business. I have seen that when inbound restarted, MICE had restarted. In early 22, MICE business had restarted. For example, we buy Daikin air conditioners. Daikin sends 600 of their dealers every year abroad. Depending on what target you have been able to meet, you may be sent to some company sponsored trip, or you may be sent to a company sponsored trip. Companies are now also abroad. Large companies are doing business abroad. They are in our own company, we do an offsite for our staff every summer because our season, the inbound tourism season, you all know, is from October till about middle of April. 80% of the business is done during those 6 months. The balance 5.5 months is only about 20% of the business. So every year on the first weekend of May, we take our staff out for 2 days and the entire team. So it's like a bonding exercise. It's like a thank you from me to everybody. There we give long service awards and things. So it's not just us. Almost every big company in India is doing that. So that's another very good business opportunity. Job opportunities are plentiful. There are at least 30 good, nice companies, North India based. I'm presuming most of you are North India based. So which is why I'm saying North India based. And business is not just coming out of Delhi. Business is coming out of Agra. Business is coming out of Moradabad. Smaller cities also. So MICE is a great opportunity and a very good business which is increasing. Outbound tours, I've mentioned, it is something growing. Domestic is another thing which is growing. Any weekend that is so it is people like you, it is somebody goes to Masur, somebody goes to Nainital, somebody goes to Corbett, somebody goes to Guru. Domestic tourism is doing very well. There are many good companies doing domestic tourism also. So we don't do that because the mindset of dealing with the Indian client is a little different from the mindset of dealing with the foreign clients. So we think we are more in tune with the foreign clients. I'll move on to tourism, which is my bread and butter business, which is my area of expertise myself. When I came into this industry, if somebody had asked me how far is Jaipur from Jaisalmer, I did not know the answer. But today I say I am a subject matter expert on that. And what I have found is I do a lot of sales visits to clients abroad. What I have found is that I can be a very good salesman, but if I do not understand my product, I am no good. Because somebody will put a question to me which I must know the answer. So if somebody says, how do you go from Bombay to Aurangabad, I should know the answer. I cannot say कि मैं अपने ऑफिस में operations वाले से पूछ के बताऊंगा. It doesn't work like that. So your knowledge that you gain here will come in very, very handy going forward in the inbound business. In our own company, we hire people from the College of Vocational Studies. Sarnani साहब के साथ तो आज सुबह बात हुई है. We'll be here next year to look for good people. But in our own company, and we found that they came with a certain level of knowledge. I'm not saying with everything, but they came with a certain level of knowledge which some expect about pressure who comes with no tourism travel background. It's certainly from 1 year ahead of somebody who comes in just as a trainee and learns. So people are hired as interns for 3 months. At the end of 3 months, we feel that at least 80% want to stay in the same industry, want to stay in the same company, and we also want them to stay with us. So then they are absorbed as permanent. 6 months down the line is the first evaluation. 18 months down the line is the second evaluation. And people have done very well. So there is a future. So people don't think in the futures. There is a future in the industry. This is what I wanted to say to all of you. We are in a very exciting industry. It's a service industry. Come to work smiling. And when you come, any of you, when you come to my office, you will see in the staircase, we have these motivational sayings written there. So some of them are that today I will do the best work of my life. Or smile, that makes your customer happy. So we have to greet the clients at the airport. So they are supposed to, even at 2:30, most of the flights in India, arrive at hours. Even at 2:30, they're supposed to be dressed in a suit. Their hair are supposed to be combed and they are supposed to say, "Welcome to India," smiling. How was your flight? So they are given a certain, they are taught that and then it becomes their natural thing. And I've done surprise checks many a time and I've never found कि वो properly dressed नहीं था या smile नहीं कर रहा था. I've always found that they were the way they have been taught. That is another, entry level job that people get in companies like ours. To be an airport, and then people move on from there. But it teaches them customer service. I would like now all of you ask me anything that you want. Anybody, your friends or your students are going to laugh at you. You can ask me anything to travel, anything to do, anything to do. I have done air ticketing myself. I understand the subject. I have stood in a line outside a German embassy to do a visa myself. Not for my own, for a client. So there is no substitute to actually learning it yourself. That's why I tell people that I am so happy I went through that training of 18 months where I was able to learn everything. Today, I say that though actually our company has a very nice CFO, he's a chartered accountant, but I say actually I am the CFO because I understand finance. So, it's like a rounded thing that you need to learn. And, your college has given you the opportunity to learn so many things. If any of you have got an opportunity to learn a foreign language, it's a great thing. It's a very great qualification to have to write on your CV that written and basic spoken German or written and basic spoken French. French, Spanish, German, these are typically the languages. But we get to speaking. And when we see language background, who can even read and translate, that person will be given the preference. When we see a CV like that. जो सिर्फ इंग्लिश और हिंदी बोलता है वो तो है ही. But somebody writes that I have done 6 months at iLingua Institute of Spanish. We say, give this guy the preference or this girl the preference. So if you have got an opportunity to learn a language, even if it's not to spoken efficiency, even if it's only to written levels, it's a very big added advantage. I think it offers.
Can pick up any one of them right at the beginning. Okay. And then they wanted every American to become a global speaker. So we offer them the option of French, Spanish, Russian, Japanese, Arabic, even Sanskrit.
Achha.
Chinese. Chinese is taught by Chinese.
Okay.
Taiwan. Taiwanese come and they teach them Spanish. So they have enjoyed.
Right. So most people everybody has to take one. It is mandatory for 1 semester or more. All 6 semesters. All 6. So by the end of it, they will by the end of it.
But now we have made it from second semester onwards, second to fifth.
That's very nice.
Second, third, fourth, fifth.
That's very nice. That when you will see, when you submit your CV somewhere, that is a big added advantage. Very huge added advantage. Business. One boy in our airport transfer team who speaks Russian. So for all the duties for Russian arrivals, that boy is given the preference. That boy is given the preference. And we hired him over many other applicants who are slightly better qualified than him for this reason that he knows Spanish. With one boy who speaks, understands, I can't make out how good he speaks, but we know he writes very well. और ये नहीं कि चैट जीपीटी में डाल के ही इज कॉपी पेस्टिंग. He's not copy pasting, though that has become easy for most people. But he's not putting it in chat GPT. Itinerary है दिल्ली आगरा जयपुर 15 मिनट हमें चाहिए in Spanish. He gives that itinerary. The client sends an email. He is able to reply back in, I don't say perfect Spanish, but maybe 90% perfect Spanish. So he's done 6 semesters at that iLingua or whatever. Similarly, we have one girl who speaks French, or speaks, or at least writes and understands French. We don't know we can't judge speaking, that whether they're good or bad. So you are very lucky that you have had this opportunity of learning a language. Make the most of it in your career. Try in your spare time, if there is time, try and brush up now all the resources are available online. I have a very close friend I just mentioned, I went to a wedding in Phuket. His daughter-in-law is Spanish, doesn't speak English. She's from Venezuela actually, so Spanish speaking. He learnt basic Spanish online. And when he came on the stage to welcome her, he spoke 2-3 sentences and we all clapping. At the age of 63, his my age, at the age of 63, the guy learnt basic Spanish. Because he said to me, so knowing the language, you can brush up your skills online. There are enough teaching things. You can speak into a computer. You can speak into a mobile phone. It tells you whether it's right, what you're saying is right or wrong. It will translate it for you. Those opportunities are there. You're lucky you have time of everything. But I can tell you, in the industry we talk a lot that jobs will be replaced by AI. Jobs will not be replaced by AI. Humans will not be replaced by AI. We see in our office that like Dr. Sajnani said when he was introducing me, most of our business is FIT. FIT, you understand, is 2 people, 4 people, 6 people, not a bus load of people traveling together. Most of our business being FIT, every itinerary that you are requested for is different. Person says, I want Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, which is the most common type of itinerary. Then he says, I want to add Bandhavgarh in it. Now AI will not know how to add Bandhavgarh in Delhi, Agra, Jaipur itinerary. Or what to suggest in Bandhavgarh. That you need minimum 3 nights there. Getting there takes the whole day. Or it is better you include Khajuraho also. It is the good point to drive from Khajuraho. Our country has so much actually. When you get into the world, real world, you will find that there are enough opportunities in our country. And there's. So I want to leave it now to all of you. Please feel free to ask me. I'll stay silent for a few seconds. I'm not used to that. I talk a lot. Yes, please. Young lady.
Sir,
Morning.
my question to you is that according to you, which regions in India are currently leading in experiential tourism development?
Sorry. Can you put the mic closer to your face?
Which regions in India are currently leading in experiential tourism development?
Experiential, it's a very good question you asked me. Actual fact, what happens is we all talk that we want to sell different things. But the truth of the matter is that 70% of the tourists who come to India come as a once in a lifetime experience. Now, when you come once in a lifetime experience, example that you go to Paris or you go to France, you will want to Paris only and you want to see the Eiffel Tower and you will want to see the Notre Dame and you will want to go to the museum. So the truth of the matter is that 70% of what is sold is the run of the mill. The run of the mill, let me answer it this in a different way. The city that gets the highest number of tourists in India, what is that according to you? The city that gets the highest number of tourists in India. Absolutely right. Followed by the statistic changes a little that which city gets the maximum number of room nights after Delhi. So that will tell you to spend more time there. Which city would that be? नहीं, फॉरेन टूरिस्ट की बात कर रहे हैं हम. जयपुर इज द आंसर. Jaipur is second. Agra would be third. Varanasi and Jodhpur in the next level. Mumbai would be in the next level. Cochin would be in the next, like that. So 70% of what sells is these destinations. But there are states who are doing very well. Yesterday, I was watching a program on Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand is doing a lot on promoting ecotourism. They are doing a lot on promoting ecotourism. The Northeast is doing a lot on, it is still, access is a little difficult to some places. But with, more airports coming up, more flights, more trains starting, with our infrastructure basically in our country has really improved. So those destinations are getting to be popular. So I would say you would put Uttarakhand, you would put Madhya Pradesh is doing a lot in promoting different circuits. Because Madhya Pradesh, if you see, there is that belt of Ujjain, Mandu, Bhimbetka, totally different experiences. Unfortunately, only about 2-3% of foreign travelers who come to India go to those segments. But that will increase. What we have seen in the post-COVID time is that, like I was saying, people are traveling more. People are also spending more time in the destination, which also means they are spending more money in the destination. Earlier days, it used to be that you take India, you say, I am coming for 2 weeks, I want to see the highlights. So you will see what everybody else is seeing. Now people say that I am coming to India, I don't know whether I will come again or not. Instead of 2 weeks, let me take 3 weeks. Then they will include something like flying from here to Indore, doing Mandu, that belt. And when they go there, I can tell you about places in India. I have been to Hampi. You will all know where is Hampi. Hampi is in, if you see on the map, if you drive just south along the coast from Goa, it is in Karnataka. Hampi is the Vijayanagar ruins. Hampi, in my mind, actually should be more important in the world tourism map than the Colosseum of Rome. It should be more important than many places in the world. Unfortunately, Hampi gets only 4,000 foreign tourists a year, whereas Colosseum of Rome gets 4,000 every half day. So there is a lot to be done still. As a government, we have only recently become serious about tourism. Though 10 years ago, now 12 years ago, when Modi ji came in power, his announcement was that there are 5 T's of progress, and one of the 5 T's was tourism. But progress has been little slow. But individual states have done well. Assam has done very well, suddenly has become popular. Arunachal Pradesh, which is the back of beyond, has become very good for experiential tourism. People are going to Tawang also. Though you still require a special permit to go there. Uttar Pradesh is trying to promote new circuits. So only when there is new product, person will not come back to India to do the same. Agra Jaipur, you have seen it once, you have seen it. You will not go. I mean, even though I tell people, when I go out on sales calls, part of my sales talk is that Taj Mahal is one monument where every time I go back, I say, wow. I would have seen it 20 times. Or maybe more. 20 is probably too less. Every time you enter that dome, you say, wow. But for a foreign tourist, he's not going to come back to Agra second time to see Taj. So he has to have something else to do. So he has to go to the Bundelkhand region, example. He has to go to Orissa and see tribal tourism. So as a destination, we offer a lot. Good question. Thank you. Anybody else?
Morning, sir.
Morning, beta.
So my question is how heritage sites and monuments play in experimental tourism, play a role in experimental tourism.
Here, exactly what we were talking about. See, what is experiential tourism? What is how do you define an experience? It is example that you are a young boy. For you, bungee jumping, if you do it somewhere where it is possible, will be an experience, right? But now I am an older person. I am seeking history, culture, and a different experience. Now, for me, looking at Hampi, we were just talking about Hampi, or going to Aurangabad, that is heritage tourism, right? But it is also experiential tourism. So, experiential tourism is not limited to the trek and being in a, now we all like to talk eco-friendly, but eco-friendly tourism is not the only form of experiential tourism. Experiential tourism is example that you stay in a small village in the backwaters of Kerala. People come there and they spend 3 nights there at a homestay near the backwaters in Kerala. Small 2 room place, 4 room place. And they say this was the best experience that I have had in my life. So experiential tourism is all that. And there are such unique things in India. I can tell you, I tell people that the best known wildlife destination in the world is Africa, right? When you look at the continent. In that, you look at Kenya, you look at Tanzania, you look at South Africa. Between these 3 countries, 80% of the world's wildlife tourism goes to those 3 countries. Whereas the experience of seeing a tiger in the wild is actually better than anything you can see in Africa. Because in Africa, you go to a national park, chances are within the first 2 hours of your safari, you would have seen all the big five. In India, there is a very strong chance that you will do 3 safaris before you see the tiger for the first time. Now, people, when they see that, they say, wow, this was something. So, anything that creates a wow factor, anything that is different from what you do in your own homeland, anything that, sort of, people go to Varanasi. Now, that is experiential. People go to Varanasi and they say that that boat ride that they do, where, I mean, it's not a very happy thing to say, where they see those burning ghats in the morning. They say that was a life changing experience for us. So that is all experiential tourism. And actually, I tell people, not because I am in this industry, I tell people on a neutral level, I would say, our country, what it offers, very few other countries in the world, whole of Europe, does not offer the amount of experiences that are unique and different than India. Where will you find a country where the food changes every 100 kilometers, where the language changes every 200 kilometers? Where will you find, like when you go to southern India, when you go to Kerala or to Tamil Nadu, you will find that the people look and talk more like the people in Sri Lanka, right? We look different, the people in the north. We talk differently, we eat a different food, we speak at different languages. So we are so many cultures rolled into one country. So there is no experience that compares with what Indian tourism offers. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
How can virtual reality or augmented reality enhances heritage tourism experience?
This is something I am not 100% familiar with. I don't want to comment on this. But what we have seen is now tour operators abroad. मतलब इंडियन लोग नहीं कर रहे, but example के तौर पे there's a very large company in the UK called Audley Travel. Now Audley Travel has a virtual reality tour of the highlights of India, which they developed themselves. When a client walks into the office, they give him that thing to wear and they say you spend 10 minutes in our conference room, and that is the walk through the itinerary basically to excite the person. To excite the person that this is what you'll be doing. It is not a substitute for actually doing it. It is more a substitute for actually doing it. But when you see it like that, when you see a picture of Amber Fort and you see the Pink City and you see people walking up Mehrangarh Fort, then you say, wow, this is something I want to do. So it will act as a selling tool as I see it today. Thanks.
What are the emerging trends in experiential tourism in India?
People are spending, like I said, people are spending more time all the experiences. You know, few years ago, in fact, till let's say 8, 9 years ago, just in the pre-COVID days, we have two lives in the tourism industry. We have two lives. I have one life which was pre-COVID, one life which is post-COVID. So that's how we divide things. So in the people used to do only a half-day tour in each city or a full-day tour in each city. Today, when a tourist comes to Delhi, he takes another half day to do a merry archaeological walk, which is different from just a visit to Qutub Minar. People do that night. Which is night, which is not anything to do with nightlife. So don't get it wrong, please. Now, 3 or 4 monuments are lit till 10 o'clock at night, including the Qutub Minar, including, I think, Humayun's tomb, Saftarjung tomb, and one more. I think there are 4 monuments that are lit at night. So people who come here for business, work from 9 to 5, and they're staying in Taj Mahal Hotel, they have no time to see the city. They book a night tour. Now, increasingly, we found people book a food tour. People book a food tour. We do a street food tour. Virtually, we have 4, 5, 6 clients every single afternoon doing that, where they meet the guide at the Chandni Chowk metro station. From there, the guide walks with them, takes them to that Parathe Wali Gali. They eat something. Then they go to Koreans. They have a piece of kebab. So they, it's like sort of an introduction to India via the food. It's largely North India. So people do those food tours. And that food tour is, people do this very interesting experiences have come now, which are enhancing, let's say, what the customer is getting in India. In Jaipur, there is something known as the Pink City rickshaw ride, which is actually an auto rickshaw driven by a woman. That's why it's called City Pink Auto Rickshaw Ride, which is driven by a lady. So the guide and the two clients, generally it's an FIT activity. So there's two clients and a guide who sit at the back in the, they call it a tuk-tuk actually, जैसे जो हमारी normal auto है, the three-wheeler. So they do a tour from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. Then they sit somewhere at a local place for a cup of tea, and then they are dropped back to the hotel. In Cochin, they do a Kerala cooking class. In Mumbai, there is something known as a flower market and Wake Up with Mumbai tour, it's called, which starts at 5 in the morning. And I'm surprised that people actually, who are the tourists? Tourists are people on holiday. But for the experience, they are willing to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, meet the guide at 5 o'clock, and this tour takes them. You have all heard of Dabbawalas in Bombay? Those fellows who carry those tiffin boxes and go from door to door delivering, and they are separated at a certain sorting point. People do a Dabbawala tour in Mumbai. Now, those are all experiences far removed from the usual history and monument tours. Because as a destination, what happens that people, let's take the most favorite destination, Rajasthan example. By the end of the 5th, 6th day, people are tired of seeing forts and palaces. They want to do something different. They want to go back with a different memory and to have experienced something which was local. That's where the food tour comes in. That's where the Dabbawala tour comes in. That's where a walking tour of the old city comes in. We sell a lot of this walking tour in Old Delhi. And it is not just in Delhi. In Cochin example, there's a walking tour of the Fort Cochin area, which is the historic area. अगर आप लोगों ने कोचिन के बारे में पढ़ा हो, so you would know there's, Cochin is an island. So there's two parts. Wellington Island is one side and Fort Cochin area is one side, which is the mainland. So that is the area with all the history where that Jewish synagogue is, where all the where the Chinese fishing nets is. People do a walking tour of that early in the morning because otherwise it gets very warm. People do a cycling tour of the city. Those are all experiences. In our company, we actually call it 100 Indian experiences. We put together a whole brochure of that. It's called 100 Indian experiences. It's not just Delhi. It is spread the entire country. So there will be maybe 10 of them in Delhi, maybe 5 of them in Mumbai. There is yoga by the Taj Mahal. If you have all been to Agra, when you walk towards the Taj, on the right-hand side, there's a public garden. It's called the Taj Khema, I think. It's called the Taj Khema. Taj Khema mein, you can do a yoga class in the morning. So with a view, of the monument. So people do those kind of things, which are, completely different experiences from anything which is a normal half and full day sightseeing that you can even do on a hop on hop off type of bus. So it is not your first stop is Bhai Temple, you will stop there, second stop Qutub Minar, third stop Red Fort. People now go for that. If you have all must have heard of it, I'm sure. If you get an opportunity, you should go and see the sound and light show at the Red Fort, which is the new one. Now it's 3 years old. It started in the post-COVID days. Now it's called the Jai Hind show. Earlier used to be that you are sitting at one place and the whole thing is happening like on a stage with the fort lit in the background. Now it is more interactive. Now there's a 3D hologram of Shah Jahan that comes when you enter there, and that 3D hologram says कि मैं शाहजहां हूँ, welcome to my fort or welcome to my Delhi, and then it starts off with the history of Delhi. So people do that, and then a dinner in Old Delhi. And when they go back, they never write that we saw this or we saw that. They talk of the experiences only. We read the client reports. So one of the things we write there, one of the questions in the client report is that what exceeded your expectations, or something like that is the question. I don't remember the exact language. So in that, lot of people who have been to Amritsar say it was not seeing the Golden Temple, it was seeing the community in the Golden Temple. Seen something whether a kitchen is functioning 24 hours, where it is feeding thousands of people every single day and coming from a community belt. They have never seen this. The experience that we will always remember is seeing the community kitchen. So this is all experiential tourism. Again, I am very proud to say, a lot of them are only possible in our country. So you be proud of your destination. Be proud of your destination. You offer something very good in your destination. And other than India, typically, in addition to India, people like us, or in future people like you, will be doing Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, which are the neighboring countries which are generally sold in conjunction with India. Very few tourists, other than the trekking kind of clients, very few tourists go just to Nepal. Very few, other than the trekkers. Most people combine it with India. Because when you are coming from far, you are looking at the map and you are saying that Delhi to aa gaya, Kathmandu is only a 1 hour flight away. So they'll combine that. Though it's a slightly different experience. So when I say 100 experiences, there are 2 or 3, like there's a momo making class. There's a momo making class in Nepal. So there are, various things that are possible in the subcontinent. Thanks. Thank you.
Sir, my question for you is, how do festivals and local traditions become tourism product?
Which was the festival that went by most recently? Which Hindu festival went by most recently in the last 10 days? Holi. We got 2 groups from Poland. Now, Poland is not, it's not a UK. It's like a small market. 60 people, 2 groups of 30 each, traveling identical itineraries but in reverse. Meeting up in Agra on Holi. So on Holi day, they don't do sightseeing, but they celebrate Holi. Okay, the truth is it's in a slightly controlled environment. But they centered that whole thing around the Holi festival. We had one group from Australia, all ladies. That company is called Journeys for Women. So there's this, it's always only ladies, and they're very wealthy ladies. They're all ladies in their typically, say, mid-50s to mid-60s. All people with obviously rich husbands, or they have retired themselves and, they've made enough money. Because they're staying in some very expensive hotels, they're traveling in a Mercedes coach. The tour operator there, this company called Journeys for Women, they bring this group at Holi every year, and they celebrate Holi in Jaipur. So it is there also, the actual Holi celebration that they do for 2 hours is in a controlled environment. But what they do is they do a flower market walk in the morning. And there's some famous Ganesh temple in the center of Jaipur, in near the Hawa Mahal area. So they start by doing a walk from their hotel to that place, where the traditional Holi starts. So they do that, then they walk back to their hotel, then we take them in a coach to a certain point where there's about 400-500 foreigners celebrating Marine Palace. They were the first to start a formal Holi celebration. So Holi is a big thing. Then which was the one last year? Tell me. Yes, Kumbh Mela. Now there was, we saw a Uttar Pradesh. If you see, if we are sitting in Uttar Pradesh, if you see Uttar Pradesh last year would have reported that Uttar Pradesh alone got 5 million tourists. Out of those 5 million, 3 million only came for Kumbh Mela. But okay, that's now there'll be 5 years later, there'll be the Ardh Kumbh. Again, it will be similar, but that's not the only festival. Unfortunately, Diwali, people want to come at Diwali, but Diwali is not really a spectator festival. And it is not a participative because Diwali, we are all of us are with our own families and stuff like that. But people want to do Christmas in Goa. So, like you said, festival, so it's not just Hindu only. People want to be for Christmas either in Goa or in Kerala. Because there is there they see that the roads are decorated, people are celebrating, restaurants are busy, and there is, generally the Christmas festivity there. But Holi is the most common one.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Good morning, sir. You is, what are the key components that make a tourism product memorable for tourists?
It is everything that we have spoken about already. No, but I'll answer it again for you. What is the tourism product? I like to tell people that those who come to India, you must know this. And this is a very nice line. You could even, when you go somewhere to a very nice company for an interview, maybe you can use this. There is a tourist and there is a traveler. The two are completely different. I always tell people when I do my sales talk, I tell them that India is not a tourist destination. India is a traveler's destination. उन दोनों में एक बड़ा special फर्क है. What you see, a person sitting in UK, let's say, UK is my largest market, so I always take the examples of UK. Person sitting in UK does not pick up a Sunday newspaper and think that I have got 2 weeks holiday, where can I go? And I have got £1,000 to spend, where can I go? That is not the traveler who comes to India. वो टूरिस्ट है. वो क्या करेगा कि वो मोरक्को का 3 दिन का, मोरक्को भी चलो कल्चरल है, लेट्स से वो बाली का 5 दिन का पैकेज ले लेगा और वो 5 दिन बीच पे बैठ के वापस आ जाएगा, या वो थाईलैंड चला जाएगा. वो इंडिया नहीं आता. जो इंडिया आता है, he is a guy who has picked up some book. He has probably read Freedom at Midnight. He has probably read City of Joy. He has probably seen a documentary about Varanasi on television. He's probably seen a BBC documentary on tigers. So he has it in his mind. The travel agent's job is to put it together in the best way. Our job, what is our job? Like when we have some small retail companies who work with us from Australia, they write to us what I call in Hindi tutti putti email. They say we have 2 clients, budget of approximately $5,000, wanting to see the Ganges, wanting to see tigers, wanting to see Taj Mahal, and wanting to end in Mumbai. Now, they have 2 weeks. Now, it is the job of somebody in our team, somebody like you, young lady, to put that together in the most logistically correct way. That becomes your job. Now, that has been your education. That is what you will learn in your life going forward. To put it together logistically and present it in the best manner and say that, we think you don't need 3 nights in Agra, 2 nights is enough. And we think that you don't need 1 visit to Taj Mahal, you need 2 visits to Taj Mahal. See it at sunset and next morning again see it at sunrise. Or you better that you include Ranthambore and not Bandhavgarh, because Ranthambore fits in more logistically. For Bandhavgarh is a separate side trip. So giving that expertise is what our role is primarily. Coming back to your question, the whole thing when we say what constitutes a good experience, we say that we do end-to-end travel. End-to-end travel का मतलब है कि from advising the client. We don't talk to the client directly. We are a B2B business. So we are talking to the agent at the other end. Most Indian big businesses that you will see are B2B businesses. So we are not dealing with the end customer ourselves. We are dealing with a travel agent at the other end, जिसका वो client है. So that guy is writing to us, asking us, we go back with an itinerary, it goes to the client. Client ने in the meantime अपनी study थोड़ी और कर ली. अब वो कहता है कि मुझे तो अजंता अलोरा भी देखना. We have to say, you have to do it like this, put it together in the best way. The client, now, when you asked what is the best experience, the best experience is when we are told from the other end that this client is a professor interested in archaeology. Now it is our job, somebody like us, and we should be doing our jobs correctly, to engage a guide with them who understands that subject, who understands their interest, can talk about it in a knowledgeable way, can give them the best experience of India. That's our role, pretty much. Thanks. Thank you. Dr. Saab, am I taking too long? Huh? Because I thought, am I taking too long? Yeah. Yes, young lady.
Good morning, sir. I'm Ritika, and my question is, how can storytelling be used to enhance the tourist experiences at destination?
You remember I just spoke about the food tour in Agra?
Yes.
So that is a storytelling kind of experience, and people love it. People love it because that's a storytelling type of experience. So it has now very much come into being. When you are at your desk, look at a company called India City Box. I mean, I admire that company. We use them. There's a company called India City Box. Now they have hired young boys and girls like yourself to act as, what do they call it? They call it some. They don't use the word guide. They use some other word for it. I'm not getting the word right now. They use some other, means you are the experience provider. Now you are meant to understand. You are not meant to only say that your client is eating a jalebi. You are meant to talk about it, that now we are walking through Dariba. Dariba is famous for this, and Shah Jahan used to come here, and Aurangzeb walked through this lane. So it's a storytelling come an experience. So this is something that has really started in last 5-10 years. Because now, see, we as an industry, we also have to understand that the client has access to all the information on the internet. We have to give something beyond that. Then only our values. So the client has, if he has to just stand outside, example, Humayun Tomb, and takes out his phone, now there are those apps which will tell you that this building was built in 1857 or whatever it was built. But there has to be much more than that. That is where storytelling comes in. And it's become an important part of the guiding experience now. Talking of guiding, I don't know whether, it's a viable option any of you have ever thought about. Do you know, a guide's job is a very well paid job now. A tourist guide's job, from getting 800 rupees a day, which was nothing. I mean, I feel it was nothing. It is now 4,000 rupees a day, which is a significant amount of money. And Delhi still lacks good quality guides. They are very limited. Though there are 800 registered guides with the tourism department, we have been able to, with great difficulty, handpick our own set of 20 people who are very good. And the people are what you said, are storytellers. Are storytellers who don't just get to the monument and say कि जी ये ताजमहल है, ये 1400 इतने में बना था, शाहजहां ने बनाया था, 20 साल लगे थे. They have to tell the whole story. So it's a very important part of the industry now. So Nani Sahab, a very interesting observation I have for our students. It's the ladies who are asking more questions. The men are, for some reason, he was only. Yes, young lady. No, carry on, please.
Good morning, sir. My
Morning
name
again.
is Anne Leper. So my question to you is like,
which experiential tourism trends do you see or believe will shape the future of Indian tourism in the next 5 to 10 years?
Were you listening to all that we were talking, my dear?
So it's like India is such a diverse country. So we have food, storytelling.
You know, actually, the trend that will shape what customers want, it will be sustainability. Will be sustainability. Example, you know, we in our own office and with when we go and present ourselves, we say we try and work only with those hotels who have demonstrable sustainable practices. Sustainable practice only doesn't mean glass bottle instead of a plastic bottle. Sustainable practice can also mean only local, local guides, not bringing somebody from outside. Sustainable practice can also mean reducing the use of. Sustainable practice can also mean having recycling for garbage. So there's 10, 12 different items that come. Now, what we are seeing increasingly, and this is something we didn't cover, I'm glad you asked this question. Sustainability is going to be a focus area. People are going to present themselves, not that we are a very great hotel. Has any of you heard of a chain called CGH Hotels in Kerala? किसी ने सुना है? CGH Hotels, it's a chain in Kerala. So they would be now, I think, India's fifth, sixth. Forget the Hiltons and the Marriotts, which are international brands. Among the Indian brands, Taj, Oberoi, Leela, somewhere just below them will come a chain called CGH Hotels, which is currently South India. Started in only Kerala. Now they are in Karnataka also. Now they are in Tamil Nadu also. They are in Pondicherry also. They were the ones who first brought in sustainability practices into the mainstream sales stock. Now you will be surprised that travel agents at the other end want to use only those hotels which have demonstrated sustainability practices. So that can be a trend. Then destinations that offer adventure will be another trend. You know, more and more we found that people want to indulge in outdoor things. That business of just seeing forts and palaces, though we are known for that as a country, what are we known for? What is the one picture you have seen? One picture you've seen is Taj Mahal, right? What is the picture of Udaipur you have seen? The picture of Udaipur you've seen is the Lake Palace in the middle. So we will always remain because that is our heritage. So for the last 400 years, let's say. But sustainability is one, outdoor activities is another. We do something called a what is that peak called? There is one peak in Kerala which is in the midst of a tea garden. So up to a certain point, you go from Munnar. It's a very difficult name. It will just come to me. So there is that trek that people do, which is midst of a tea garden. So you can go in a jeep up to a certain point. After that, there is a 3-4 hour trek. People in their 60s, I am surprised, ask for that as an experience. So that tells us people ask for, like I said, walking tours are extremely popular now. And not just in India, everywhere in the world. So this, the activities that involve some physical activity are becoming popular. Sustainability is the biggest thing. I think that will drive the future. Thank you. Thanks.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, here.
So, how's your day going?
Very good.
Yeah. So my question is,
Yes.
thank you. So my question is, what are the disadvantages or the challenges of tourism? Indian tourism product.
See, infrastructure, while it is growing very quickly, is still a challenge. It is still a challenge. There are many places in the country. Example, I mentioned, if you remember, I mentioned Bandhavgarh. Now, Bandhavgarh and Kana National Park, both in Madhya Pradesh, actually offer a better wildlife experience, frankly. I don't want to speak ill of Rajasthan. Rajasthan is where we do most of our business. Than Ranthambore. But because they are still very hard to get to. Then there are some areas of government control that need to change. There are some areas of government control that need to change. The way these safaris are conducted in our national parks, that needs to change. There are, I am personally against this idea that why do we have a separate entry fee to a monument for a foreigner and an Indian? Why should we have that? Why not be the same? Most places in the world we go to, most places, I'm not saying all places, like I went to Jordan recently on holiday with my family. There they had foreigner fee different, Indian fee different. But when I go to a developed country, okay, I'm not saying we are still in the developing, right? We say that 2047 we will be a developed country, but today we are in a developing country. But if you go to a developed country, like you go to the UK, if you go to Belgium to Suds, it is the same ticket. So why my Taj Mahal should have two different tickets? One is 20 rupees, one is 1,000 rupees.
Yes, sir, I got
So in our industry we joke actually that we do business successfully not because of the government. We do business successfully in spite of the government. That is the real truth. That is the real truth. There are, our government, what is, why our industry is not growing, inbound industry?
Yes, sir.
What do you think? कोई बताएगा? Why do you think Indian inbound is not exploding at the rate of, let's say, Vietnamese inbound, or Japanese inbound, or Thai inbound? What do you think?
I don't know, sir.
एक हिंदी की कहावत होती है, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. Unfortunately, we are not visible in the international arena. So that is one of the biggest challenges we have in our industry. That we go to these foreign marts and you get off at a tube station and you see these beautiful ads of Saudi Arabia. Till 3 years back, believe me, I am in the industry, I did not know what is a lula. Now, they have seen so many commercials. You put on television and you will see ads of Dubai tourism. And such attractive advertising. India is going to see that incredible. So our government, like we said, the increase in business is in spite of the government. So that the biggest challenge our industry is facing as a industry is the lack of visibility of us as a destination. Otherwise, like I have been talking for the last 1 hour, what we offer as a destination, no other country in the world offers. No other destination, but the whole of Europe offer, India alone offers. Actually speaking, when I go abroad, part of my presentation, I tell them that do you think I go from India to Europe? I do not see all of Europe in one go. I will go this time. I will probably see Germany and France. I'll see maximum 2 countries in 10 days. Come back. Maybe 3 years later, I have the money. I will go and just do Italy. Maybe 3 years later, I will go back and just do Spain and Portugal. Means countries that are touching each other, kind of. Why should people think they will come to India only once in their life? When we fly from, if you fly, there is no non-stop flight from Srinagar to Trivandrum. But if there was a non-stop flight from Srinagar to Trivandrum, it will be 4.5 hours. Delhi to Trivandrum itself is 3 hours 10 minutes. Srinagar is absolutely straight line north of Delhi, which is another hour and 10 minutes flight. So it will be 4.5 hours. In Europe, the longest flight they have is from Istanbul to London, which is south of European point to the end of Europe, is only 3.5 hours. So India is actually bigger than whole of Europe. We should be getting this 10, 12 million which the government talks we are only touching the tip of the iceberg. It should be 4 times this amount given the product that we have. Given the product that.
2047, what our Prime Minister says, that we should touch 100 million inbound. So I think the question from the student has asked and keeping in mind that, America 2047 target of 100 billion. So we have challenges. Challenges right now.
Challenges, what is required? Okay, now we have our road infrastructure has really improved. Our road infrastructure, I'm proud to say, I went to Ranthambore recently. Nobody used to go from Delhi to Ranthambore by car earlier. Nobody used to go. Delhi to Ranthambore, you had to take a train or you had to fly to Jaipur, drive from there. Now Delhi Ranthambore is 4.5 hours on an expressway where you can drive at 120 speed limit. I set my car at 119 You did not need to put your foot on the accelerator, nothing. That was a unique thing in India. I went from Bangalore to Mysore 10 years ago. It took 5.5 hours because it took 1.5 hours to first get out of the airport. So now Bangalore to Mysore, you can do 2.5 hours. So the travel time, the infrastructure, but there are extreme challenges which what's your name, beta?
So Utsav Sharma.
Utsav, I should tell you, I want to say it's little beyond your learning level at this point. But the challenge is there is not enough accommodation of good quality in India. Why we say we have 30,000 hotels? But now you count the total number of rooms available in Delhi is less than 1/3 of what is available in Bangkok. Total rooms in kilometers of coastline. We have 3,000 kilometers of coastline. If when you go abroad, nobody knows any beach destination of India.
Yes, sir.
They only know all people go. So there is a lot to be done. It's little beyond the level we are talking today, but it is the government has to facilitate the development of infrastructure. How did Goa come up? Goa came up as a destination when the government allotted land to Taj Group, when Chogam was to happen for the first time. You understand what is Chogam? Chogam is better that Commonwealth heads of government meeting. That happened in Goa 30 years ago. That is when the government allotted some land to Taj Group and the first two five-star hotels came up at that time. So that infrastructure, now the government in India controls the land. If the government sells the land at an expensive price, the hotels that are built are expensive. Government has to allot a cheaper land to make hotels that are suitable for an average tourist. You have to be an affordable destination. So India is becoming a destination for rich people. You have to be a affordable destination where even a 3-star traveler gets a nice, clean, air-conditioned room, gets a nice, hygienic food. To do that, the government has to be the facilitator. So that's the biggest challenge. I mean, that and the fact that we are not visible in the international arena.
Yes, sir, I got your point. Thank you.
Thanks.
Biggest challenge here is we need to rebrand our,
The
line Incredible point Incredible India change with something. All over the world, all countries, the Sir Khema, nobody knew Sir Khema.
yes, yeah.
Also found it's
We have done nothing on these counts. We have done nothing, sadly.
Can we close now? I think we should leave something for next time also.
Yes. I'm happy to. Thank you so much, students. Yes, sure. That's yeah. Any of you need any help, let me tell you this informally, please. He may not like it, what I'm going to say. No, he say, any of you need any guidance. What is, I'm like I told you in the beginning, I'm 63 years old. God has been very kind to me. I have everything that I could hope to have. I came from a service class background. I had now touched things are different for me. I am very happy to help youngsters in whatever way possible. I would give his assistant in office with full authority to please share my email ID with your students. I do not reply in 48, 72 hours. I am very prompt at answering. Please feel free, reach out to me if there's any help you need, anything you want to learn, you want to put on to somebody in my office for a day to learn something, please feel free.
In my opening the FIT, I named countries precisely. You should have asked what are the unique characteristics of tourists coming from these countries. No, man, so I would have asked if a tourist coming from Germany, what are his unique requirements coming from Italy? How do they differ when they come?
Yes, Nani sir, let's give credit to our students. They asked some very nice questions. Thank you all. You guys should get a clap, not me. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable, insightful words. Before we conclude, Sir Dr. M. Sajnani, sir, first and present insightful contribution to today's session.
The coordinator for this. Right now also.
Okay.
Coordinated on the phone with me.
I don't pick a single point of contact so that she's able to smile. So after.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
As we conclude the first session of the day, it has helped us understand that Indian tourism products are not just destinations or attractions, but complete experiences that reflect the country's rich culture, heritage, traditions, cuisine, festivals, and natural diversity. Looking at tourism from an experiential perspective shows how travelers today seek meaningful and memorable experiences rather than just sightseeing. This perspective highlights the importance of creating engaging, authentic, and immersive tourism products that truly represent the spirit of India. We sincerely thank Mr. Kapil Goswami, sir, for sharing his valuable industry insights and practical knowledge with us. Your guidance has given us a clearer understanding of how tourism in India actually functions. On behalf of the department and all the students, we express our heartfelt gratitude for your time and support, sir. And also a big thanks to all of you for your enthusiastic participation. Thank you.
ये बेटा कौन लेके आएगा?
Thank you, everybody.
बच्चे।
Thank you for being on budget.
ठीक है। ये तो नहीं है ये बड़ा है। ये तो सब
Thank you, buddy.
क्या हुआ? Director, Amity Institute of Travel and Tourism, Professor Dr. M. Sajnani, sir, to kindly come up on the podium and deliver the opening remarks and the theme for the second session. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. जोश तो दिखना चाहिए ना वो. You know, I think one statement repeatedly I always repeat. I wish I was born in this age. I wish I was a student of Amity. And I wish I was a student of AITT. And why do I say so? You know that. Because, you know, having such great speakers addressing, I think some of the students can come here also. There are 2 chairs here in the front. You can come here also. Some of the students may shift from the last row to the chairs on round table. You know, having speakers like Mr. Kapil in the morning, then Mr. Ashwani Sachdevaji in the forenoon, early afternoon, 2 diverse areas to be addressed. Kapil Goswami ji spoke about Indian tourism products, particularly from the point of view of FIT inbound. Then on the other hand, we have got Mr. Sachdeva, hardcore aviation, hardcore airport planning facility planning. A man who has actually seen the hardcore of aviation. How an airline work, How is an airport planned? How is an airport operated? What all goes into making of the ground handling at the airport? How does customer handling happen? What makes it so critical? What are the critical areas for guest handling at the airport? In the morning, somebody asked a question about the experience of a guest. So, the first impression of the country, the first experience of the guest is from the airport. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? The moment I land at the airport of the country, how much time do I take in getting out of my, after a long flight of 14 hours, 15 hours? Then I have to wait for my baggage clearance. Then I have to wait for my immigration. Then I have to wait, or I have to get on to, my wait for cab. In all this, the most critical part, how much is the queue time for an aircraft to land? Sir, the navigational processes. How much time does a flight take from the runway to the taxi bay? How much time is the wait? How smooth is the overall experience is very critical. So I think this session is going to tell us a lot about ins and outs of the airport operations, airlines operations, passenger handling. We are very fortunate that this government, current government, has focused so much upon making places accessible. उड़ान scheme, उड़े देश का आम नागरिक. Sir, that scheme has brought in tier 2, tier 3 cities in limelight. Today we have got so many passengers using aviation from tier 2, tier 3 cities. This has actually has given our country so many airports today, profit making operational airports. I think he is the right person to talk about all this and to enrich our knowledge. Now, without standing between you and the speaker, sir, but let them do their job, sir. And I welcome once again Mr. Ashwini Sachdeva ji on this special day for interaction with our students. Kindly introduce the guest.
Thank you, sir. With this, I would like to call my MC, Megha, to come and briefly introduce our guest.
Thank you, Dimple. In this honor, I would like to introduce our guest, Mr. Ashwini Sachdeva, sir. He is currently serving as the head of airport operations at Alliance Aviation and also has a regulatory position of Directorate of Ground Operations by the Department of Civil Aviation since October chairing functioning of all stations like operational excellence and strong stakeholder coordination. Previously, he led the management assistant and services private at Delhi and flight services for several major airlines in charters and commercial flights during the COVID.
He also spent 2 decades with Jet Airways India Limited from 1997 to 2019, gaining more than 25 years of extensive experience in airline and airport operations, managing domestic airports like Pune, Bhopal, Hyderabad, and Delhi Terminal 3, along with international assignments in Milan and Doha. We are truly honored to have such an experienced aviation professional with us today. Please join me in giving him a warm welcome. May we now request Mr. Sachdeva sir to kindly take the stage and address the audience.
तो आगे मैनेज कर लिया पेनड्राइव आगे वेट कर लिया ठीक है ठीक है मॉर्निंग एवरीबॉडी am I loud and clear? Okay, so that's a brief introduction given by Mr. Sajnani and the team. Thank you very much. So as now I am head of the airport operations. I'm heading 58 airports of the country, so quite a large number. And this is the only line which is with Government of India now. Uh, uh, so keeping 58 airports under your nose is a big challenge. 58,000 problems we have on regular basis. But how I'm handling is, it is my experience which helps me to handle all this. It is my patience which has taught me to handle all these airports, big teams, big operations, and never to say no attitude. It doesn't mean that I say yes to everything, but there's a technique to say no to things and how to get the things done. Yeah. So welcome to this profession, which is going to be a really good profession for all of you. There's no limit if you have decided to choose this career. And if you have chosen this career, trust me, it is a long way to go. And all of you are going to be the aviation professionals. And in coming years, most of you will be sitting at top levels in the industry. When I started my career in 1997, immediate after my studies, by the way, I hold a commercial pilot license also. I hold a valid pilot license. So when I started my career, I used to think how duty manager was here. I mean, how did I reach that level? That time, a duty manager level in the airline used to be a dream for everybody. Then things taught me that my hard work, my retention of knowledge, whatever is taught to me, whatever I learn, is going to help me in the long run. So challenges when you work in this field, it is a dream job, and let me tell you, when I do this professional courses, this is not just limited to travel agencies. This is sky's the limit for this. Most of you will be working in lines, handling major areas of the country. Most of you will be overseas also. Most of you will be on ground also, because nowadays the airlines have policies that none of the airlines will be handling that stuff. Everything will be through third parties, which is ground handling partners. We have very limited ground handling partners in the country, and if you become part of those, you are representing airlines only. So if I may ask you, what are your plans? Like, what you have decided 2 years from now, 3 years from now? Anybody can ask, anybody can raise question, or anybody can give the feedback that, okay, I am planning to do this. Anybody. Or I will ask anybody randomly. Then, somebody else. Okay, I ask ma'am, what is your plan after 3 years from now? Yes. Okay, after masters? No, but when you have studied this career option, you have chosen this career as a profession. What are you planning to after this? I mean, to enter in airline or I mean what?
Airline.
Okay, okay, good. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody interested to join airlines, aviation? Yes, ma'am. What are you planned?
To go international.
Planning to go to?
International airline.
So, sorry, I didn't get you. Yes.
Airline.
All right. So, I mean, what? The skies or on ground?
Right.
So, crew. So, you working from that perspective from beginning only? All right. Anybody else? So, skies, right? Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Everybody wants to stay on ground? Huh? Okay. If I may ask you, how many I'm talking about? Any idea? Any rough idea or any answer will be welcome. No issues. Any reports? How many reports you have in India? Any other? Sorry, 100. Anybody else? Okay, let me correct you. In India, close to 160, 160, which are going to be to 100 now in coming future. Okay, and worldwide, how many reports? Worldwide? Any idea? Let me tell you, 40,000 plus. How many airlines we have total? How many airlines? Any idea? Huh? Worldwide, we have 5,000 plus airlines. So you can imagine the industry growing, service industry we are into. So, without their increase in passenger flow, their increase in numbers, their increase in staff, their increase in operations, day by day, it is towards the increment side. And who's only you guys only. Nobody else, you guys only. Tomorrow, day after a few months, you will do all these activities in respective industries. And one thing is very clear, since you all are from tourism and hotel industry, one thing is very clear, this is a service industry. You need to have patience and you're calm always. An airport job may look like, a dream job. Yes, it is a dream job, but it needs a lot of, sacrifices. I've seen people getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, going back 9 o'clock in the night. What they're doing because they have decided they want to grow. It does not mean they are doing this continuously. Initial few years when they had decided that they want to grow in this career. And trust you me, I know a lot of people who become director levels now. Most of the airlines in the country, I I'll not name. Okay, let me go. All the director levels are the ones which used to be my friends in Jet Airways. Any the topmost level, they are the ones who had decided that we want to grow, and they have grown. It is up to you whether you want to choose your career as an option or you want to choose your career as a priority. It depends on you. You take it seriously, it takes you seriously. You do not take it seriously, career does not take you seriously. Career also says, okay, you don't care for me, I also don't care for you. Once you complete your studies, once you complete your knowledge, bookish knowledge, the practical life is totally different from real. The real life is totally different from real life. You that when there's a difficult situation, maybe in hotel, maybe on the airports, maybe any of the fields, any of the fields, you are at airports, you are in travel, you are in hotel, whenever you get difficult customers is in front of you, please be calm and patience. Good, you know that, but implement that. Because what happens is, when the passenger guest is wrong, and that is the time when you want to prove him wrong. Please do not do that. This is the biggest lesson. When you customer passenger is wrong, please do not prove him wrong. Listen. Listen to him or her very carefully. Then you see the difference. We have been handling cancellation of flights. We have been handling diverting of flights. We have been handling fog delays. All the passengers, when they surround you, they make groups. They make sure that you are in trouble. It is up to you how you want to go and carefully. For example, this is a bunch, this is a group sitting for a direct flight. Trust you me, out of 100, one or two become spokespersons, rest everybody will be sitting calm. So now you should know technically to compose to spokespersons, rest everything will be following them. Same with any industry you are, whether you are in hotel industry, you are in, you see anybody showing the attitude, aggression behavior, it's up to you how you get the situation under control. And how will you get this thing done? Because of your experience, because of your mistakes from the past. This industry, trust in me, and you know if you work in the country, the entire activities for those 8 hours can be from. In case you want to see your activities of those 8 hours, when you enter the airport till the time you go out, it can be shown to you. They will show you what you have done. They will show you, and the minute you are shown that you that industry, let me tell you. Okay, I ask you, how many types of airports we have, by the way? How many types? Please tell me. How many types? Yeah. You're right. My another question was we have greenfield, we have brownfield, these airports, right? And zero carbon airports. Any idea Terminal 3 at Delhi is which airport? It's a greenfield, brownfield, or zero carbon? Anybody? It's a zero carbon, it's a greenfield or brownfield. This difference only you can tell me once you know difference between these three. If you do not, raise your hand, no problem. Any wrong answer is also a welcome answer. Since you are in Delhi right now, Delhi Terminal 3 is which airport? Greenfield, brownfield, or zero carbon? Who said brownfield? Okay, just explain how. What is brownfield? See, when you say greenfield, I say no. Other you say brownfield, I say no. Obviously, then third is the answer, right? But since you said brownfield, how it is brownfield? Tell me.
And it is not zero carbon because the only zero carbon airport in India is Cochin Airport.
Which one?
Cochin Airport.
Okay.
And it is not greenfield because there are buildings and industrial areas surrounded around the airport.
Okay. Okay. Since I raised this question, let me tell you, the brownfield is like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore. Now these are airports which are originally, and now they need extension for congestion because they are so congested now. They need extension to divert those passengers because of which now there is a congestion. Like Delhi is Terminal 3, Terminal 2, Terminal 1, and now Xavier is coming up. So Xavier is also, if you talk about, it is not now, it is now individual airport. So since it is in Noida, it's in Uttar Pradesh. Bangalore, Terminal 2 has come up. Terminal 2 is there, Terminal 1 are now come up. Similarly, so many Dholera is there. Same with Cochin is there. So these are which I said? Brownfield. The greenfield are absolutely nuanced. The greenfields are extension of brownfields. So terminal which has come up is a greenfield. Terminal 1 was brownfield. And let me tell you, Delhi is carbon now, in addition to Cochin. Okay? It is zero carbon. Why it is zero carbon? No, but why we call it zero carbon? Let me tell you. The tractors, the ground vehicles, they're all electric. The electricity is solar. Any carbon which is carbon dioxide which comes out is totally emission now. There's nothing. It's 95% which is emission. Just 5% which is being used for usage. Otherwise, there's carbon at Delhi airport. Same way Cochin airport. Okay. Now talking about the industry, like ma'am said, I worked at various airports in the country, in India as overseas. Every airport tells you one thing that you need to remain calm and patience everywhere. If you do not keep these two qualities and a positive attitude, you cannot survive in any of the industries. Today you are in aviation, hospitality, you go to any industries. If you do not have these two qualities, you cannot sustain. Your retention of knowledge, if it's not there, if somebody is teaching you something, you do not keep that knowledge with you. It is not helping you anywhere. If you just come to enjoy with no studies, nothing, it is not going to help you. Once you study, once you study your books, implement in practical knowledge. When you are on ground, it is just like when you're ground, you need to fight your battles yourself. There, nobody is going to come and help you in between. Once you are out in the industry, you are independently handling everything. This industry may look like a glamorous, yes, it is glamorous, but it needs a lot of patience and your hard work, your dedication, your 3 o'clock morning get up. Grooming is the topmost role in this. Let me tell you. When you are well groomed, when you walk on the floors, you walk with confidence. When you note that your suit is absolutely crisp ironed, your uniform is crisp ironed, and shoes are shining, you walk with confidence. People walk with confidence. People look at you, you don't forget that. When you wear an airline uniform, you are representing the airline. And when you are overseas, you are representing the country also. Yeah. So when you walk with pride. When you are provided uniform, respect that uniform. You will be surprised when you are given uniform. You are given classes for all airlines give you classes for weeks time, 10 days, how to maintain your uniform and how to walk in that uniform. Can you believe that? Rather in the hotels also. So you need to have your groom up to the mark. When you go for interviews, please make sure you are wearing a well dressed, kind of, clothes. I can see they're talking something. Can I be part of your discussions, please? Can I be part of your discussions? Or maybe something? No? The attention goes haywire otherwise. Anybody has any questions? I have a lot of things to share. Any questions, that make me straight away, I can focus. I mean, what you have some ideas in this. Anybody have any questions with you? Any questions? That will really help me to go towards that direction. No? Nobody has questions. Seriously, please.
So my question is, in your experience, what has been the most challenging operational situation and how it was handled?
Okay, good. Since I'm an airport person, as an airport manager, I was in, okay, good you asked this question. I was in Doha, so my flight was coming from Delhi to Doha. There was a medical emergency on board. Flight got diverted to Karachi. And with Pakistan, our diplomatic relations are not good. So to retrieve that aircraft back from Karachi as an airport manager was a big challenge for me. Because when there's an emergency happens on board, then the nearest aircraft is seen. Then the pilot doesn't see that, we do not have diplomatic relations or wherever, because that time the priority is life of somebody. Then seeing the situation, because this situation is as important for us, for the other country also. So then I rushed to Pakistan embassy in Doha, then apprised of the situation. It took couple of hours. But I retrieved that aircraft back. And getting that aircraft back from Karachi and passenger left behind in Karachi with his family. Now that was one challenge. Now second challenge was the passenger which has been, because of medical reasons, has been offloaded in Karachi. Now they also have to be brought back to their origin or the destination which was supposed to be. First, I got the aircraft back with the crew or the passengers and crew. Then second challenge was to bring those passengers. Now bring those passengers were not possible because the passenger was supposed to be hospitalized. Now passenger was hospitalized in Karachi. That was another challenge for me. Now here the embassy and the government issued me a special permit to travel to Karachi. And this is how things happened. And we got everything in order. So once the aircraft came back, because nobody had thought the aircraft will come back to because of the relations. So I was awarded, as a plus the passengers who were the ultimately what happened was the passenger who was because of got diverted did not survive because it was so because the emergency was there, that is why got diverted. He did not survive, but getting his remains and family was another challenge for us. But this took couple of days, but we did it. That was the biggest challenge. Otherwise, diversion handlings, cancellation handlings, delays handlings, it's a daily routine for us at airports. But handling these type of situations when aircraft gets diverted to a country where you do not have diplomatic relations and now getting that aircraft retrieved back is a big challenge. Was a big challenge. This is how we did that. That was the biggest challenge in my career. Thank you. Anybody else? Any questions? Anybody else? That helps me. Sorry, please. On it. Her question is how important is teamwork and communication? Okay, I'll give you example. I'm sure everybody keeps on traveling by air. Everybody. The moment you enter at airport, you go for check-ins, right? I'll just share the sequence. You go for check-in, you get your boarding pass, get your baggage scanned, everything. Now, if you talk about Delhi, it's an interline baggage system. Here you do not scan the baggage. Here your baggage goes automatically behind. Now, the moment you check in, the information is passed down till the boarding gate about you. Now, here at check-in, as a staff, as a duty manager, as a check-in agent, your information is passed towards the boarding gate. In between all the channels, baggage makeup area, arrivals, boarding, aircraft tarmac area. Okay, tarmac, since I took the name of tarmac, who knows about tarmac? The tarmac, where aircraft is parked, where you walk in 55 degrees temperature at Delhi airport. In summers, when there is a 45-degree temperature, is 55 plus in the tarmac. 55 plus. And you can imagine how teams work there. Because of engines, heat, because the ground is a charcoal and the cemented ground, it gets heated. The temperature goes almost 8-10 degrees additional to what is there on the normal ground. The communication is so important. Anything happens, you need to communicate from one person to another person to another person. And if you do not work in a team, then then becomes a failure. You have to ensure that your aircraft comes, it has to go back in 35 minutes. It only goes in 35 minutes once you are communicating with each other properly. When you are communicating with passengers properly, if you have a passenger who is not listening to you have to ensure that this information passed till the boarding gate, that this passenger did not behave properly. Please make sure that till the time he reaches gate, he is now properly, otherwise he gets offloaded. Right? There are people early mornings, they report that way or they are not in good mood, they start misbehaving. As an airline, they're not supposed to offer them unless they create some scenes or they become nasty. They are drunk. Otherwise, if you accept these passengers, the communication you said, if you do not communicate, the boarding gate, he will simply punch in his boarding pass and go. And after reaching aircraft, he or she may create problem on board. I have seen situations when angry passengers, nasty passengers were the reasons for diversion of aircrafts because they're starting punching each other, passengers sitting next to each other on board. Teamwork is important everywhere. It's not only aviation. Wherever you work, your teamwork is there. If you perform in a team, you get the results. If you do not perform in a team, if you want to, get the results, work in a team. If you want to work alone, do not work in team. So when you work in industries, when you work at your workplace, your common place, your common goal always remains that you need to achieve a common goal. If you do not want to reach that side, you cannot. In your industry, at your work, At any workplace you may have aviation, you may have hotels, you may have any industry you work for. If you work individually, you cannot be successful. There you work for your organization. Organization doesn't work for you. Organization chose you because you were supposed to work as a team. So here, if you're sitting in a team, your Indian cricket team does not work as a team, the results are not good. If the briefing which is taken by captain before starts a match is not followed properly, and the goal which is common that we need to take the ICC 20 T20 World Cup with us is not taken seriously, the World Cup would have been in somebody else's hands because team worked. So wherever team works, results are good. Wherever team does not work, there are no results. Communication is so important. There are thousands of examples I can give. It is just like if I send you a message on WhatsApp, are you okay? You do not revert back. It's a one-way communication. The moment you say I'm okay, now I know that message is communicated. It is complete communication. Otherwise, it's halfway. So communication is chain. One to another, from another to another, another to another. Till the time it reaches the complete goal, it remains absolutely incomplete. Right? Right? Any other questions? Yes, ma'am, please tell me.
Good afternoon, sir. My question for you is, what are the major career opportunities available for graduates specializing in GHO, which is ground handling operations?
All right. Good question. Uh, in India, and not only in India, rather global wise, it is a policy which has come up that none of the airlines will be handling their own operations to their direct recruited staff. Now we have, you know, ground handling partners in the countries responsible for handling of the airlines. Now, if you want to join as a ground handler, there are opportunities where you go. You start from initial level, like you start as an executive, then you go up to level, then duty manager, then airport manager. You like this, you keep on growing. And when you work with ground handling, you work as an airline because, for example, you join the ground handling company. Now they so they checking, taking care of checking part of the passengers, or maybe they taking for the so that way there are lots of opportunities, and the vacancies keep on coming on very regular basis. The thousands of students, candidates keep applying. Thousand apply, at least 600 get selected. And uh, trust to me, the career growth is very fast. It is really it fulfills a lot of things. First, once you are working online, second thing you're working glamour, third thing you are enjoying your job. If you're enjoying your job, then results are visible. If job where you not give results, right? Here you keep on meeting who's who. You keep on doing job of your choice. Once see, I tell you, when I work for Airline, uh, I used to be, so enthusiastic for getting ready next day that I have to reach my duty for my duty. I have to reach well on time. I have to because I enjoy doing my duties. The moment it is in the mind that again मुझे जाना पड़ेगा, then you absolutely losing the interest. So, industry, service industry, hospitality industry, if you are not yourself ready to accept people, how people will accept you? You need to accept them first. You will have people from their a ticket, daily ticket cost 1500, for example. Some celebrities also buying the ticket, some labor class is also buying the ticket. You cannot treat them differently because for you, both are bread and butter, right? When you are sitting on check-ins, you need to respect both of them. You cannot that please go. Now, especially on Gulf flights, you be at airport. On Gulf flights, we have skilled labor who travels. The airline are not supposed to misbehave with anybody of them. They are supposed to give them entire because the airlines are getting huge revenue from them. For them, they are as good as other celebrities. So you need to keep that in mind, the attitude difference between a and the rich when you are at airport. You need to forget that. You need to keep the attitude and tantrums outside the boarding gates, outside the departure gates, outside the terminal gates, wherever you are. If you have little bit of attitude tantrum, okay, me, I was from college, okay, आज तक तो मैं किसी की सुनता नहीं था कल से पैसेंजर कैसे बोला सॉरी कीप दैट होम when you are in industry now industry is our home we will get a lot of people with different attitude, different nature. You cannot expect if you are positive from home, you will be positive for entire day. You will have a lot of people should everywhere, and you will be blast. You are not supposed to. You are not supposed to, especially with passengers. You cannot, especially with the guests if you are in hotels. You are not supposed to. They know they're wrong. Now, I was telling Dr. Narendra, the situation, dense fog at Delhi. A passenger who lives nearby Janakpuri, it takes 20 minutes to reach, 25 minutes to reach T3. That day took 2.5 hours because of fog. And when this passenger reached at airport, he said, flight time पे क्यों नहीं है? He himself was saying, ढाई घंटे लगे हैं 9 के रास्ते में. And now he's expecting why airlines are not on time because that poor guy also has to, run this aircraft now on runway. The visibility is not there. That he is not realizing. That time आपके मन में गुस्सा आता है, but then you have to, bring that inside. Keep that patience. You cannot say कि आप अपनी टाइम से तो इतना लेट आए हैं, आप कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं? You are not supposed to. You will have a lot of people who try to who try to check your attitude, who try that you lose your patience, you get angry with them, you get agitated with them. You do not have to do that. This situation you will face initial 2 3 years, then you will become absolutely now it's a normal thing for you. Now you will try not to do this. You will try not to do this. After 2 3 years, you will not do it because now that is in your habit. If somebody is shouting at you, just see his face. Do not react. After some time, you see that person is absolutely repenting mode. He's coming and apologizing to you. Initially, somebody shouts at you, you start giving back. Initially, you feel don't do that. 2 3 years from now, you will not even realize that because now you know the person who is shouting at you will come back and apologize to you because he knows he was wrong. And he knows that in spite of he shouted on you, you did not utter a single word. Now he has realized. This you will come to know after 2 3 years of you handling 6 people. So same way you are handling your industries, you are in 2 3 years you come across all situations. One situation like I'm doing this pen like this, tick, tick, tick. I'm enjoying for you it's irritation. Till the time you make me realize it's irritating, please stop. I'll not do it. I'll keep it. Right? People will make you realize that this is wrong. This is wrong. You will realize after your practical 2 3 years handling situations, you will become absolutely. For you, it doesn't make a difference. You understand? Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, please, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. My
Good
question
afternoon.
to you is that could you explain the importance of turnaround time and how it is managed?
All right. Good. You took my. Now, this turnaround is especially for the airlines. Okay. one flight scheduled arrival in Delhi from Mumbai is 7 o'clock. I'm taking practical example. It has to go back at 7:35 back to Mumbai. So you got 35 minutes to turn around. In these 35 minutes, first aircraft comes to parking bay, engines off. I'm talking about again practical. Please understand. Aviation, I'm making you understand. Now, it comes on parking bay, door open, engine cut, door open, aero bridge or ladder lined. 2, 3, 4 minutes gone. You arrived at 7 o'clock. 7:35, you have to go back also. Please understand. Now, here different departments involved in turnaround. Now, passengers will disembark. You know, it 737 comes with full load, how much time it takes to disembark all passengers. An ATR comes, how much time it takes. A 777 comes, how much time. A 380 comes, how much time. So accordingly, times are given. So here, at time 7 to 7:35 is decided because we see the disembarkation and embarkation process, keeping everything in mind. So 35 minutes. So say around 7:76, 6 minutes passengers have disembarked. Now the cleaners have to go up. They are given 3 minutes to 4 minutes to clean this aircraft. That's all. Now the engineers are in cockpit. They have to decide in 3 minutes whether the aircraft is clear to go or not. Then you have cabin crew on board. Simultaneously, the moment passengers are down, cabin crew goes on board, takes the handover from catering and other departments. All these things. Then they have to give aircraft in 3 minutes because the passengers which have to board, they also take 7 to 8 minutes. Then fueling is done. Then passengers take 7 to 8 minutes. Then you have to close the boarding gates. You must have realized you reached late to boarding that they refused. You refused that you're delayed for boarding. Because once you complete this process, then you need to present your documentation for your passenger list on board, which is DGC requirement, legal requirement. Then you need to close the doors, you have to apply startup, and you have to push back at 7:35. So 6 to 7 departments. One is ground handlings, one is engineers, one is cabin repairs, one is cabin cleaning, one is the ramp teams, boarding gate teams. They're all communicating with each other, like she asked. If the communication doesn't take place, nobody will come to know. They will not say, okay, my team is complete, go for boarding. Engineer will not, if engineer doesn't say my aircraft is clear, start boarding. The communication starts. So 35 minutes, you were surprised, aircraft came and went back also. So this is turnaround. You cannot think, अरे flight आगे चली जाएगी. No, 35 minutes, you have to go. That is why you see the records of airlines. Airlines are running the top charts, 95% on-time performance. That is why people see, okay, इस airline पे जाएंगे, इसका on-time बहुत अच्छा होता है. If 7 o'clock departure, 7 o'clock it will push back. Be it any part of the country. It is not only the first flight which starts, be it afternoon, be it late night. If it is on time, it is on time. Because turnaround time, every department has been given time. And who controls this? The ground handlings. Because he is the nodal officer who ensures departments are working as per the precision time schedule given to them, so that all activities are completed well on time. If anybody delays, the process is delayed. If cabin cleaning doesn't come within time, there's a delay in the process. You understand? You cannot compromise the safety regulations, the safety aspects of the boardings and other things. You cannot think, oh, the seat is the passenger seat is reclining, or it is free. Let it board. No, there's safety. You have to decide whether this seat becomes serviceable or passenger to be offloaded if it's a full flight. So all things are given time. Every department is given time. A fueler, the bowser is also given time. That up to this tons of fuel, you need to fill it up within 3 minutes. If 10 tons of fuel within 7 minutes. You understand? So these are collective. These are simultaneous going on for all departments, so that within 35 minutes, this activity of turn around came and turned around. It is that way. Went back. You understood? Thank you so much. Anybody else? Questions? Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. My name is Indrajit Ghosh. I'm from Masters of Travel and Tourism Management. So as we all just geopolitical airline operations and international travel routes of the airline?
A good question, Indrajit. Like you asked this question. You're talking about special scenarios now, especially the Middle East one, right? The any any passenger uh, your airports, your airports represent your countries basically, right? If you are traveling somewhere, so that's the airport. The moment you see the airport, that makes you idea of that country. The moment you land in from somewhere Delhi, the way Terminal 3 is made, the people can make out, oh, the airport is like this, the city and country will be like this. So the situation of political which is going on now, people are afraid of because the routes the airspace is closed. Airspace is closed. The airspace closed means the area the aircraft used to pass is closed. Now they have to take a longer route. Now, for example, a Delhi London flight which used to take 9.5 hours, taking 13 hours now, 14 hours. Now people say why taking 14 hours? Because it is just like from you need to go to Galakwa, you straight route. But today, because of diversion, you're going to CP, then you're taking a longer route. So obviously you're burning more fuel, you're burning more time, more man hours. So that way now it is affected. You must have seen the airfares have gone high, fuel prices have gone high. There is so many things have gone high because the routes which are being chosen by airline because of closure, they don't want to go to that area. And trust to me, if that airspace is closed, if you do not enter that, they have no right to disturb any other airspace. So they are free to go through any other space. So till the time it continues, this is going to happen. The long routes, the expensive routes, man hours. So and here is something nothing can be done. That's thank you. Any other questions?
What competence should I develop if I want to build my career in?
You understood our question?
So my question is, as a student, what skills or competencies should I develop if I want to build a career in this field in ground handling operations?
Okay, very good. You understood the question? Okay. Number one is your dedication. Number two, your positive attitude. Number three, your grooming part, which I always say. If you are well groomed, you are confident by yourself, there and then yourself. The empathy, not sympathy, empathy. If you want to be a good spokesperson, be a good listener first. Because when you enter into this industry, you will see people, for no reasons losing their temper on you. They got delayed for flights. From on the way back, then they shout at you that, you should be accepting them in spite of flights being closed for check-in. In spite of they know that they carry excess baggage for which they need to pay, they shout at you. Again, you need to be patient, you need to be calm because he's wrong. But how to make understand the if you revert back, same way, same tone, the situation becomes ugly. Then the fights come on social medias. Then nothing happens to the passenger. What happens is to you as a staff because you used to be a passenger in spite of knowing passenger was wrong. In service industry, it is always that you have to handle such people and ensure. Trust me, if you handle these passengers with calm, patience, your positive attitude, these people you see after some time they'll come back to you and they'll start apologizing. Again, I earlier said Because ultimately they realized that they were wrong. But that time you did not lose your temper. You handled them. You listened to them. You did not become a spokesperson there and then. If you would have become spokesperson, situation would have turned ugly. So you listened. At least somebody listened to these people. The time they have already blasted. Now they have no more patience left. They have no more temperament left, and they become cool. If you talk about today, I do not want to name. There are so many friends of mine who started their conversation as a passenger with me, same tones. Today they are industry leaders. They are one of my best friends. Going for postings, miss the flight. Uh, uh, my tie like they did like this. A group of people thrown me on the made me, sit on the floor. The, I still remember one of them slapped me. This is my, practical I'm talking about. And there was a group of 17, 18 people. They were going to posting. And because they got delayed somewhere, coming by road from a distance place and flight gone. They did not see who I was or whatever. I was a spokesperson. I was representing airlines, so they caught hold of me and they made me, they banged me, they slapped me, everything, blah, 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 everything. Now, I had two reasons at that time. I had two options that time. I could, give back in the same way. I could become agitated same way, or I could stay calm because I had 17, 18 people in front of me. So I had that fear in my mind. Let me not do that way. Let me stand. Though I had a lot of things in mind, let me go back, do this. No, but that helped me a lot. Tell me, trust you me, because at airport, all the activities, as I earlier said, are recorded in your CCTVs, and people who are watching you, they know who was wrong, who was right. All these 17, 18 ask, they were suspended from their, let me tell you, they were from army group. They were suspended and some orders were issued for about 6 months. They could not join anywhere. Then ultimately, I was involved again by their headquarters to, they had given me apology in writing. And then I had to decide whether to accept that apology, entertain that apology or not. Since it was career, so I did that. And all of them resumed their duties. Trust to me, all those people till today, they are grateful because uh, why I handle like this, I handle them same ways, not realizing that what happens to so that time my motive was okay, they are wrong, okay, let them be, but they are now agitated. I cannot control 17 people. If I say anything to somebody, 16 will slap on me like one slapped, but that really helped me. Now, in today's date, somebody is at brigadier level, somebody at what level, and all of them are very good friend of mine. I'm not saying ki do this, so they will become. So you have situations where you need to handle, and this situation, same situation. You go to cinema halls, you see people banging the doors, people banging inside for reasons better known to them, misbehaving, jumping on the chairs, throwing the eatables because somebody did not deliver food on time in spite of being seated and giving the seat numbers to the, cafe counter. Then they start throwing, things. Now, you understand this situation may happen anywhere. It is you how to control these situations. Control does not mean carry a fire bottle and do that. Controlling is that time keep your anger in your limits wherever you are. If you do not control your anger, you cannot control anything in your life, especially at workplace. Nowadays, nobody listens to anybody. You know the cases of road rages. There are a lot of issues. Nowadays, nobody listens to anybody. You see all these big boss and lot of things which keep on coming. Everybody, you're trying to, check you out from the homes. In front of you, they will talk, but when voting comes, they will vote against you. So it is you, your performance. If you are a good performer, nobody can touch you. So always be a good performer rather than you should be spoken about your work. You should not be discussed about your activities, wrong activities. At workplaces. After that, it is your life. The moment you're out of workplace, nobody disturbs you. But at least those 7, 8 hours, be dedicated. Give your 100% and be a good team member. Be a good person. Listens, speaks, but before speaks, good listener. When you speak, make sure you listen carefully what you want to speak in turn of that. If you do not, listen to the question carefully, how will you answer? So when you have to answer, your question should be clear, right? If you do not listen to question, if you do not listen to the queries of the passenger of a guest, you cannot answer. Let him or her speak whatever he or she wants to say. Do not interrupt in between wherever you are. If you interrupt, your communication is not good. You are hindering somebody's communication, which is supposed to be complete, but you stopped. And because you stopped, your answer will be wrong. Then you will be responsible for the response which you give and you get in return as agitation from other side. Understood? So you want to be a good spokesperson. Yes, first be a good listener. Only then you can be good spokesperson. Be anywhere in the world, any of the workplace, irrespective of you are in aviation, you are in hospitality, you are in which trade. This helps you a lot. You have so many industries where you do not have passengers guest. You are dealing with subordinates, colleagues on daily basis. Same thing will happen there also. You may fighting with them also same ways. But this thing helps you everywhere. Yeah. Anybody else? Any questions? Any?
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable and insightful words. Before we conclude, we will now request Professor Dr. Narendra Kumar, sir, to felicitate our guest and present him with a token of gratitude for their valuable and insightful contribution to today's session.
Sorry, I forgot to say one thing. In case anybody gets interested to, go for internships and, because after the course, most of you like to go for internship and I must tell you that you should start your internship from the travel agents first because they give you good ideas. Or maybe, so I will share the details with Mrs. Sajnani. So you can get in touch with him. I'll share the details. So definitely this will help you. 15 days, 1 month internship that gives you a platform basically that how the industry behaves with you. Once you leave homes, so you are prepared how industry behaves with you when you are out. So that you are prepared for the worst and prepared for the best thereafter. Right? So when you are prepared for the best, be ready to go for worst first. The silent road which goes, we say they end up in beautiful destinations, right? So be prepared for the best always. I wish you all the best, and for that you may have to go for the worst, if and that path can become smoother if you know that I have to handle all this, I have to accept this, and that worst also you can make the best. So it's up to you how you survive. Now I'm in this industry from 25 years now. I have survived because after 2 years I had decided that if I do not show my lose my if I do not compromise on my attitude and the negativity or whatever tantrums, this will not lead me anywhere. So decision once taken as a lesson makes a lot of changes in you. So once you decide that you are a people person, your attitude, negative attitude is gone totally. You are a positive attitude person because there is a way to say no that you can say with positive attitude also, right? A person who comes at boarding gate, he says, "Sir, you did not accept me." The staff says, "No, no, 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 no." He says, "Let me speak to the manager." Same answer manager gives, but then he gets, convinced because manager convinced him with his experience, and that passenger had no answer. Same way, your experience teaches a lot of things. Same answer you can give, but how you give, that is your experience, and how you get the experience from your failures. And if you have a failure, do not repeat that again. Start accepting that start learning from that failure as a lesson. So you're ready to explore innovation, hospitality. Wishing you all the best. Any help you need in airlines, aviation, ground handling partner, joining travel agencies, I'm available for you. And I'll share details with Mr. Sajanani so you can get in touch with him. These are my details. Okay, it's gone from here. I'm on LinkedIn also in case anybody wants to DM. So most welcome. Trust you me, everybody will be helped if I can help you all. I'll be the most happiest person on this earth, right? So, 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 so wishing you all the best for your future, for your bright future, and let's all of you, we'll see you on the leadership positions one day, very soon. Yeah. Thank you. God bless. Thank you very much.
As we conclude, this session helped us understand the importance of airport ground handling in the smooth functioning of the aviation industry. From passenger service and baggage handling to ramp and cargo operations, every process ensures safety, efficiency, and a seamless travel experience. It also highlighted the future prospects and growing opportunities in this field as air travel continues to expand. We sincerely thank Mr. Ashwani Sachdeva sir for sharing his valuable industry insights and practical knowledge with us. Your guidance has given us a clearer understanding of how airport ground handling actually works. On behalf of the department and all the students, we express our heartfelt gratitude for your time and support. And also a big thanks to all of you for your enthusiastic participation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can I?
Yes.